Good morning, wrestling fans, and welcome to PWR Today for Monday morning, September 27th, 2021. The man they call Meathead and the, again, Road Warrior, Weary, the woman that's at all the events. Wherever you're at, she's at, Linda Kay.
Good morning, Meathead. I was at a tremendous GLCW event this past weekend, and I'm still basking in the glow and the glory at a wonderful match.
I heard there was a fanny pack party.
Yes, there was a fanny pack party. We had Mick Foley in the house. We had him serenade a newlywed couple.
Mick did the singing?
Yes. A little dancing in the ring. I got to hold his fanny pack while he was talking in the ring, so I felt I was kind of a part of his show, his performance, if you will. Okay. And I got my third ever picture with him, so now I have my three faces of Foley.
Oh, look at you! You got three faces of Foley.
Yeah. So
is he making different faces, or is he just being normal, lovable Mick?
Normal, lovable Mick. You gotta love the guy. So I just, again, I'm still very energized and pumped from that show we had. And it was a packed house at Circle B.
Yeah.
It was an awesome show. So, yes.
Well, I mean, Wisconsin was hot this weekend. I mean, absolutely hot. Brewers clinched the division yesterday. So we know the playoffs are coming. I mean, Whistling Straits. We had the Ryder Cup happening just, it's about an hour from Milwaukee-ish. It's about 45 from where I'm at in the Fox Valley. The wife and I, Mrs. Meathead and I, we actually got married out there. So, I mean, we know how gorgeous. I don't know if I ever mentioned that to the folks listening or you, but the 5-foot picture of her is on the 18th green.
Ah, very nice.
It is absolutely #tremendous. So, all right.
Yeah.
Well, it might be 4 foot, 5 foot. I don't know. It's taller than my girls, that's for sure. But like I said, Wisconsin was on fire. And you know what was on fire last night was Extreme Rules. Matter of fact, there was a guy in the front row of Extreme Rules wearing a blue T-shirt. Who was that guy, Linda?
That is Carrie, the parentheses, quote unquote, collar and elbow guy, which he is. Carrie is awesome. I brought him up on the show before when I met him at the Davis Arena for OVW's last pay-per-view. He's just always doing his thing, representing tremendously in the front row, numerous WB events. So shout out to Carrie, the collar and elbow guy. And if you want to look tremendous like Carrie did, or like I do when I'm sporting my collar and elbow, like you do, Meathead, when Matthew's wearing it, make sure to go to collarandelbowbrand.com. And to save yourself 10% off your order, use promo code LindaK, that's LINDAKAY, to save that extra money.
I feel like most of the really awesome things that have happened in 2021 have happened to us while we're wearing collar and elbow, to be completely honest with you. I mean, that's what's happened to me. I mean, great games at the Brewers games, obviously Bucks and 6. I was wearing an Irish whip. Yep. So, yeah, if you want stuff to happen, if you want your life to be better, it could be better if you want it to be better. Put on collar and elbow. I was trying to steal the line from Wonder Woman 84 when Max Lord says, "You want your life to be better? Well, it can be better." Something like that. I don't know. You know that guy's the Mandalorian, the bad guy in Wonder Woman 84. He's actually the Mandalorian.
Oh, I did not know that.
Okay. Well, stuff that doesn't matter to what we're doing is the Mandalorian, but stuff that does matter is talking about last night's Extreme Rules. I've got some bones to pick with it, but I've also got some compliments and some things I really enjoy with Extreme Rules, okay? So I don't want this to seem like it's a whole negative thing. I'm just shooting or skeeting or being an AEW guy, but I got some bones to pick, man. Whew. Linda, you ready?
Yes, I'm ready, Meathead. Give it to me.
How many languages do you speak? I know it's 2, at least, right?
At least 2, yes.
Okay,
maybe
because
2.5.
we know about that unprovoked diatribe, isolated just blasting of Damien and Dave on PWR once, and holy smokes! But in the pre-show, and actually right at the beginning of the show, the proper show, I heard English, I heard Spanish, and then at the beginning of the actual pay-per-view, I don't know what that was. It might have been Russian. It might have been Slovakian. I have no idea.
That makes me miss the the row. What do they call it?
Yeah, all the commentator tables.
Yeah, international row, or
Yeah,
I missed that.
Yeah, I miss it too. It's not there anymore.
Funaki always got the biggest pop, by the way. Just saying, everywhere watching the pay-per-view, Funaki always get the biggest pop. He is, SmackDown's number one announcer and tremendous, and a fan, or excuse me, fan too, I'm sure, of PWR as well.
Yeah. But who's controlling the board? Because I sent the message to the little group thing we had between you, me, and Matthew. I said, "Am I the only one that's hearing Spanish along with the English?" No, no, no. Me too. Me too. Oh God, come on, guys. I mean, seriously, it's a slider up, a slider down. How are the feeds bleeding?
They wanted to add Spanglish to the
Spanglish. I seen that movie with Adam Sandler. Wasn't fun.
Spanglish has now been added as a language on Peacock.
So. Yeah, Spanglish. Choose if you want to listen to it in your own language. Choose Spanglish on the closed caption option or the SAP option.
Mm-hmm.
But it was difficult. Luckily for me, not only did I have Spanglish playing, I also had the closed captioning up there as well, so I could at least hear the English commentary. Wow, it was something else. But hey, like I said, it's a bone to pick. They fixed it eventually. We're good to go, right? Mm-hmm. The other bone I have to pick before we go through all the matches is on TV, I understand it. I don't like it, but I want to see everything about the show. Am I the only one that saw Roman Reigns' entrance be cut off by a commercial with Jeff Goldblum about apartments.com? And throughout the night, Linda, did it not seem like when they were coming back from commercials that they were just off? Like Michael Cole was already talking and the people were already coming out?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was a little fishy, a little odd, a little awkward, if you will. Especially the interruption in Roman Reigns intro. Keep in mind, this is the main event. This is Roman Reigns.
I have another thing to pick out with that match, but we'll get to the match in a bit.
Okay. But the intro, I wasn't sure if I don't know, maybe because sometimes, when you're watching something, an ad pops up, I'm like, oh, okay. But I'm like, wait a minute.
Right. You think it's you. I mean, we all think it's us. Yeah, it can't be them. They're a $1 billion company. I must have hit a button. Nope. It was them.
I thought they could have been a better placement. But hey, as soon as they got back to the intro, hey, he was still doing his thing. So we didn't miss anything. It's just,
I think that's intentional. I think the rest whispering. I think Billy's been drinking again. Hang on a second. Hold on. I think that's what it was. All right. Well, whatever. Again, bones to pick. Like I said, it wasn't all negative. There was good stuff, but I still have one more bone to pick with that match. We'll get to that in a bit. PWR draft wise, we normally don't get a lot of pre-show appearances / matches. We got a huge appearance on the pre-show today. Excuse me, last night. And it was to set up the opening match of the pay-per-view. It was going to be the New Day, all 3 members, taking on Omos, AJ Styles, and the almighty Bobby Lashley. We thought, and really it probably should have been, something between Bobby and Big E, which we come later to find out that they're pushing that match to open up Raw tonight. I don't know why they feel they need to compete with Monday Night Football that hard, but the opening match for tonight will be Big E and Bobby for the championship, but that's why we didn't get it at Extreme Rules. 6-man tag. The winners of the match, the New Day, taking out Omos, Styles, and Bobby Lashley.
Yeah, I mean, I thought that was a great way to kick off the show. After the ladies match and the kickoff, but
yeah, right. And Liv Morgan got a nice win there.
Yeah, she did. The crowd was really behind her too. That was nice to see. But with that
Columbus, props by the way, Columbus, you guys did a pretty good job, I thought.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And the 6-man tag, though, great way to start it off. I loved the crowd reaction. Speaking of, every time you had AJ Styles facing Xavier Woods to kick off the match, and then you had him against Kofi and the crowd chanting Kofi, and then you have Big E, and this is not quite the pop that we had on Raw recently when we got Big E and Bobby together, but still the crowd was into it. That was great to see. Side note here, before I forget to mention it later, I do feel a lot of this is not just WWE stepping it up more as far as getting the crowd more excited, the fans, themselves, but seeing what else the competition is doing. Like I feel that the crowd is just energized as a whole. So we're just taking this all in. And I'm including myself in this. When I'm seeing this, if I was live in Columbus last night watching this, I would have been just as excited. I would have been chanting just as much, popping as much. Again, great time to be a pro wrestling fan. That being said, this was a great setup also for tonight's championship match taking place on Raw, which you normally don't see Raw being so advertised on a pay-per-view, but we got a lot of that last night.
Well, we got a lot more of something else too, and I'm going to mention it right now because we heard about it about 6 or 7 times. If I have to hear Pat McAfee tell me one more time about the damn field goal that got kicked in football, my God, man, shut up. I understand you're a punter and you're all geeked because the kicker friend set an NFL record. It has nothing to do with what we're watching right now.
He also mentioned AJ Hawk sitting behind him at ringside.
AJ Hawk is one of the guys on the show. AJ Hawk, a long time, obviously Green Bay Packer from the Cincinnati area, and it's nice to see AJ Hawk getting representation. But dude, how many times did he bring up the field goal? How many times?
I don't know.
More than once. That's all we need to know. All right, SmackDown Tag Team Championships. The Profits taking on the Usos, and I really thought that this was going to be the Usos to lose. But the Usos still won, and the Usos retain over the Street Profits.
Yeah, I thought with this one, the Usos retaining simply because they're riding high in that gold with the bloodline.
Sure.
But Street Profits, definitely a great tag team. I still feel that they will once again get more title shots. I don't know if it's necessarily going to happen once again with the Usos right now, but I see them.
But they're putting in great work.
Once again. Yes. And I think both of these tag teams working together is just getting better, and perhaps in the future we'll get a rematch. But it was a great match. Anytime you see Montez flying off everywhere,
that dude goes. He gets air when he jumps up from the top rope to do a splash.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable. All right, Raw Women's Championship was on the line with Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair. Charlotte Flair is the champion. I still like Alexa. Here's another match that on Extreme Rules that was not extreme. The winner of the match and still champion is Charlotte. The big story coming out of this is Charlotte ripped Lily to shreds.
Oh.
I mean shreds. Like her stuffing was all over the place. People may have taken stuffing home.
Yes, but what made it more visually, not necessarily visually appealing, but visually drawing more towards that was Lily's face. It was almost as if her face was peeled. You know what I'm saying? Like the stuffing came out, but it wasn't like Lily's face was torn in half. It looked like her skin was peeled, like Leatherface. Sorry.
Oof. Alexa Bliss coming into this match, a huge crowd favorite. She is from the Columbus, Ohio area. So that just wasn't her night. But Lily is done. She stood on the stage holding what was left of Lily.
Yeah. Alexa did not necessarily have to win this match to get that huge homecoming welcome from Columbus. She still shined after the match.
Yeah.
The showcasing, I guess, is what I'm getting at for her. She got a lot of time there, and on the ramp too. That was a long,
it was drawn out a little.
Weeping. It was, sure. But I think it was her moment there for being back home.
That's okay. I'm okay with it.
Yeah. So are you saying for sure you feel that Lily's absolutely done? We're not going to get Lily 2.0 or?
Well, I mean NXT 2.0. They are featuring their women tomorrow night, so maybe Lily shows up.
Perhaps.
Maybe she's in a 3-man or 3-doll tag match.
But Charlie.
You can call out, Charlie and maybe Pepe, the broom that Chavo used to ride.
Oh, yes. That's right.
I have a problem with Kayla. Paul Heyman's talking on his cell phone, and Kayla sticks the microphone behind him and is creeping on him. Very unprofessional.
Well, that's, they're back and forth bantering, and there's been a lot of this between the two of them on SmackDown, and they're a little bickering.
I understand, but I mean, a broadcast journalist, you're a broadcast journalist. Would you sneak behind somebody and stick the mic in there trying to listen in on their phone call?
Perhaps not. Probably not quite the most ethical thing to do as a
It's not.
Broadcast professional journalists. Well, hey, Paul Heyman didn't even say mentioning a professional journalist, but I don't know. He did get some
He
on
asked her if
back
she was
end.
jealous if he was talking to another broadcast journalist. I mean, a journalist.
A journalist. That's what it was. Thank you. Yes.
Nice little shots on Kayla there. I thought it was fantastic.
Yeah.
Paul Heyman continuing to get plenty of screen time. United States Championship on the line in a triple threat. Jeff Hardy, Sheamus, and Damian Priest. There really was a great selling job by the three of these gentlemen to make it look as if Jeff Hardy had a chance at the end of this match.
Yeah. Especially that near fall at the very end that Jeff almost had on Damian Priest. I was almost too.
Right, because it smelled. I'm like, oh my God, is this going to happen? Because Jeff kicked out Sheamus and started to pin Priest.
Right. Yeah, this match was a lot better than I thought it was going to be. At first, I think
Great
I even
work by
said
all.
this to you.
Damian did slip a couple times, though. Obviously, he slipped off the apron, and there was a botch with Jeff Hardy. It was on him.
Yeah, well, all in all, though, I think I even mentioned this on our show last week that I was looking more forward to it being a one-on-one match between Damian Priest and Sheamus. But inserting Jeff Hardy in there, great idea. It was a really fast-paced match, lots of near falls. You really didn't know who was gonna come out on top. I mean, I was banking more on Damian Priest, but there was a chance it could have been any of them, and we saw almost it being Jeff Hardy, and the crowd thought so as well. But all in all, we got Damian Priest retaining, but I loved the show of respect at the very end as well between him and Jeff. So it made me think, like, is Jeff? He's been getting a lot of
nostalgia pops.
Yeah, and then from the other superstars, and after his matches, I'm like, does this mean he's gonna be leaving soon? Does it mean he's gonna be retiring soon?
Well, brother Nero has been asked by brother Deleted One to come over to AEW for one more run together.
Mm-hmm.
You never know.
Yeah.
You never know. SmackDown Women's Championship, Bianca Belair and Becky Lynch. I've been a little hard on Bianca Belair as far as calling out, what is she supposed to be? What am I supposed to be rooting for? The crowd pops aren't as well. She got a huge crowd pop last night at Extreme Rules, and they were chanting for the EST. Unfortunately, the BECKY was a little bit stronger and a little bit more of a champ. But at the end of this match, there wasn't a winner and there wasn't a loser. The returning boss, not the big oversized sub sandwich, but Sasha Banks, back in the house, back with the blue hair, interrupts the match, causes a disqualification. No losers in this. And then Becky goes after, Sasha goes after Becky also as well. She says she'll talk to him on Friday during the draft. What do you think is going to happen? Is it a three-way match that we might get on SmackDown this Friday?
Ooh, I guess that means Bianca.
So remember, Sasha was supposed to face Bianca at SummerSlam.
Right. Yeah, this was a surprise. I was not expecting to see Sasha on there. I knew that, the draft coming up might have brought her into the title picture once again after that, or maybe perhaps in Raw. Who knows? However, it looks like we are going to have the three ladies here still on SmackDown, I would think, given what happened last night on Extreme Rules. But if this turns into a triple threat match, I think that'd be tremendous. However, I would like to see that more in a pay-per-view. But as we've seen lately with WWE, we've had tons of title changes take place on Raw or SmackDown. So I'm gonna believe that we might get that this Friday on SmackDown. If so, what a huge episode it'll be, right, in addition to the draft.
Because it's a two-part draft. It starts this Friday on SmackDown and makes its way to next Monday on Raw.
Mm-hmm.
The main event, the Demon Finn Balor and Roman Reigns. Like I said, I got one more bone to pick. Michael Cole, you've been around this company long enough. Matter of fact, you were around in the Attitude Era, so it's not like you haven't been here a couple times. Whoever told you that the Demon has never been defeated failed you, and you failed us. The Demon's lost before. And that was my point when I mentioned it with Matthew when we were talking, and probably with you as well, Linda, that why have the Demon be a special thing? Why bring him out just to lose? Yeah. The Demon actually lost to Samoa Joe on the main roster, I believe it was. No, I take it back. It was at the end of NXT. He lost to Samoa Joe.
but not in WWE. And we went through
Blah blah.
numerous discussions last week here on PWR Today about why do we bring the special attraction if he's just going to end up losing,
Right.
given us knowing Crown Jewel is just around the corner.
Right. Here's where they set us up, though. Twice, or at least twice, possibly 3 times, I heard him say, "We know Brock Lesnar will face Roman Reigns at Crown Jewel, but will it be for the title?" Does that mean he's going to lose it? Ooh. Well, it was not to be. Great match. I thought the new gimmick that they gave to the Demon with his music hitting and him pulsating outside and popping back up. Oh my God, I popped for that. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, something different with the Demon. It's kind of crazy though. Very reminiscent to the Fiend, just the lighting and the darkness and the smoke. I know the Fiend's not going to be coming back, and I was not expecting to see the Fiend on Extreme Rules last night, but seeing something different and how the Demon just came back to life, that was really cool to see. I mean,
it was the Demon's heartbeat is what it was.
Yeah.
You kept hearing it out loud.
Yeah, Finn Balor, nice job on that too. Kudos to him. And
that's amazing. I love it. I absolutely love it. I have to ask a question though. When they went out into the crowd, even by the pre-show commentary area, did Roman Reigns put on a mask, or was I missing that? Because I turned my head and came back. His beard looked like he was wearing a mask when he was out in the crowd.
He was indeed wearing a mask. So basically, once the Demon got thrown over the barricade, Roman did turn his hand to Paul Heyman, who then handed him a mask, and Pat McAfee explained why, and it was because Roman doesn't want to breathe the air of a Columbus crowd, who I believe he said, quote unquote, dumbasses. That's the quote that he quoted.
But his beard threw me off. I'm like, wait, am I? Because again, I was back and forth, and I turned my head, but I understand him being immune compromised, being having leukemia and all. I understand it. I'm not questioning it at all.
Yeah.
But I didn't catch it going on, so that caught me off guard.
Yeah, and then once they got back toward the barricades again, I saw him slip it off, and then when he got thrown in the ring, it was off. But no,
I'm okay with it. It's not a problem.
Exactly. And I like that they added Pat McAfee with the commentary, just explaining why he had to put on the mask. But I mean, they didn't have to do the spot in the crowd, so obviously Roman was willing to go along with that as long as he had the mask on. And hey, they had some great action out there, and we've never seen any action on the panel desk, so that was something new. I like that.
Very cool.
Yeah.
But again, I'm still just popping over the heartbeat of the Demon.
Yeah. I thought that was cool. I thought that hearing the heartbeat was all they really needed as far as outside audio for that.
Yeah.
It seemed weird that the whole theme, his Demon or Balor's theme music, then continued to play. I thought that was a little weird, but then it also led to
when he was up on the turnbuckle.
Yeah, but then it kind of made sense into why it was still playing, because
the turnbuckle broke.
Yeah, and then the music stopped, the lights came back on.
Boy, oh boy, a breaking turnbuckle. That's a new one. I mean, but it's not new, right? Somebody standing on it while it breaks is new.
Right.
You've seen the top rope go before. Matter of fact, if you ever watch the Dark Side of the Ring with Dynamite Kid, they talk about how the Bulldogs had won the belts against the Hart Foundation, but it didn't work. Was that their match, or was it somebody else's? But it was on a dark match. It was being taped for Saturday night's main event, and then they say we can't use it because the rope broke. So.
Yeah. That's interesting. I would like some more an explanation on that.
Yeah, I'd like an explanation.
Why that happened. Yeah.
So the winner of the match and still champion, Roman Reigns, due to outside interference from the Bloodline members, the Usos. I really feel that this was a great match. I personally would have liked to seen Finn Balor win it. I think it would have made perfect sense. I'm not mad that he didn't.
Right. I mean, the whole Bloodline having the gold and the new T-shirts, that kind of is a indication, a signal that they're gonna.
Yeah, it's always an indication. Blah blah blah.
Well,
I understand.
But then again, they do have Paul Heyman on that shirt. But as we can see, he's been on the phone with this mysterious person who we can allude is Brock Lesnar, but we don't know that for a fact. But if it is, I don't think those Bloodline shirts would be being sold much longer.
Right. Well, I mean, hopefully they made, what they could make off of it, and there we are. That was Extreme Rules, with only one match having Extreme Rules. Are you okay with it being called Extreme Rules, even though there was only one match with Extreme Rules?
I would have liked to have seen more stipulations.
Or specialty points, maybe?
Yeah, too for us. I do like, though, how the tables, though, how the crowd was asking for the tables, and when Roman pushed it back, he's like, nope, no tables. That was pretty great. But then obviously we did get a lot of tables. So all in all, I did enjoy the pay-per-view. Thought the matches were great. Were they as extreme as I would have predicted to see? No, but we got a lot of work done, and that's great. We got a lot of progression, and then as I was mentioning,
go ahead.
I was just gonna say the mention of Raw in the end, that was a little different, a little odd too, but it makes sense because I know
they're selling this huge pay-per-view style main event to open up their show. Right, and to be honest, Linda, 2 days ago on Saturday at the end of the night, I was bored. I put All Out back on and I listened to the pop at the end. I'm telling you, the crowd, they were seriously chanting AEW at the end of that pay-per-view. And you have to think about it. That crowd had been there 4+ hours and we're so excited to chant AEW at the end of the night. Mm-hmm. Matthew Thomas sent us a video. I don't know if you saw this as well. Them singing Judas in the train on the way home from Grand Slam. Again, 4+ hours, and AEW fans are jacked and still on a high. So wrestling fans are out there. We want to be entertained. WWE had Columbus in the palm of their hand last night, and they did okay. I think they did pretty good. Columbus definitely showed up. So let's see what they do tonight on Raw.
Yeah, and just like you and Matthew discussed last week, the similar style of what AEW has been doing as far as giving up the matches, showing the importance, even to the mid-card. Granted, Big E and Bobby, huge main eventers. Let's definitely get that advertised more and letting people know it's going to kick off the show. Okay, good to know, because now
I'll be there at 8 Eastern, 7 Central.
Right. So yeah, I like it. I'm like,
and they're hoping to hold an audience because remember, Monday Night Football usually doesn't start until about 20 after.
Yeah, exactly. Makes sense.
Let's talk about the PWR Draft. I apologize, folks. There wasn't as much tweeting during the pay-per-view yesterday. We didn't talk about it because we don't want to talk about it at this second. We'll talk about it tomorrow. But the Packers and Niners are playing. So, I mean, we were watching, so we were busy. However, let's talk PWR Draft. After last night's Extreme Rules, Matthew Thomas scored 310 points. Linda Kay scored 200 points. The man they call Meathead only scored 75 points. That's because it wasn't very extreme. Maybe we should have more matches with extremities in it.
You just want another eyeball match. I know it.
Knock it off with the eyeball.
Sorry.
The totals now brought to us by the accounting firm of Dewey, Cheatham, and Howe. The man they call Meathead still leading at 1,885 points. In second place, 1,635 points, Linda Kay. And then in third place, right behind, I hope he's not sniffing you like creepy Joe Biden, 1,620 points. So Matthew with a big pay-per-view. He's the big winner for last night at 310, but you had a solid showing at 200. Again, the man they call Meathead only 75 points. And that literally is from a Charlotte defense and a surprise Sasha Banks appearance.
Okay. Take it however you can.
Take it however I can. Crown Jewel is the next big show coming up. And that will be on a Thursday afternoon, folks. I hope you're ready to call in sick for work to watch Crown Jewel.
Or just have your headphones in.
Yeah, have your headphones in, while you're climbing up, while you're gaffing a pole, you're 16 feet off the ground working on doing line work. Hold on, I got to watch Crown Jewel here, and I got my phone attached to the tap. Yeah, we'll do that. All right, Linda, we will talk again tomorrow morning. We'll talk about everything from tonight's Raw, including the opening big-time match. Bobby Lashley, again going solo because MVP just had knee surgery, taking on the WWE champion, Big E. So for Linda Kay, the man they call Meathead. Hey, thanks for stopping by. So long, everyone.